Developing England's economic future. Opportunities. Wool can be used again, but needs investment to develop it. 1. A short history of wool in England. Medieval boom. From the 12th to the 16th century, wool was England's biggest export and the backbone of national wealth. The phrase, "England's wealth is built on wool," isn't just a saying. Monasteries, towns, and even the Crown financed themselves on wool taxes. 17th to 19th centuries. The rise of worsted cloth in East Anglia and the Industrial Revolution in Yorkshire and Lancashire shifted production from local craft to mass mills. Britain dominated the world's woolen textile trade. 20th century. Wool remained significant but started to lose ground to cotton, cheaper, softer, and then to synthetic fibres like nylon, polyester and acrylic, introduced in the 1930s to 50s, which were cheaper, lighter, easier to wash and could be mass-produced. Late 20th century onwards, fashion shifted to fast, disposable clothing. Wool, being durable but expensive, lost market share. By the 2000s, sheep farmers across England were often making less from fleece than the cost of shearing. 2. The collapse of the English wool market. Low prices. Farmers now receive pennies per kilo for fleeces. In 2020, during the pandemic, mountains of unsold wool built up. Some were composted or burned. Rising costs. Shearing is essential for animal welfare, but it costs more than the wool brings in. Lost processing industry. Most wool scouring, spinning, and weaving has gone overseas, so the UK lacks infrastructure to turn raw fleece into garments at scale. Fashion shifts. Wool garments became niche and premium. Suits, knitwear, tweeds, rather than everyday essentials. Synthetic blends dominate mainstream retail. 3. Rivals to wool. Cotton, still the world's most common natural fibre, but it's water and pesticide intensive. Synthetics, polyester and acrylic dominate the cheap fashion industry, although durable, easy to wash, but derived from oil and shed microplastics. New materials, bamboo, lyocell, hemp, and lab-grown fibres are marketed as sustainable alternatives, but most are not yet widely scaled. 4. The future, bad or revival. Problems for wool garments. Higher cost compared to synthetics. Consumer habits. Fast fashion prioritizes cheap and disposable. Opportunities for revival. Sustainability push. Wool is natural, biodegradable, and long-lasting. There are strong arguments against plastic-based clothing. Luxury market. English tweeds, knitwear, and tailoring remain prestigious. English tweeds are Yorkshire tweed and West of England tweed, to mention a couple. Innovation. New treatments are making wool softer, washable, and wearable in sports/outdoor gear, e.g. merino wool base layers. Policy shift. With microplastic concerns growing, the British government needs to incentivise natural fibres. Local craft revival. Cottage industries, artisan weavers, and knitwear brands are carving out niches for English wool. Members overview. The English wool industry went from being the backbone of England's economy to nearly worthless for farmers. Its rivals, synthetics and cotton, have won on price, convenience, and global production scale. The future looks tough if wool competes on cost, but in niches like sustainable fashion, luxury garments, and outdoor performance wear, wool could see a modest revival, especially if environmental concerns push people back toward natural fibres. Stephen Morris, General Secretary of the Workers of England Union, said, "The lack of a government for England means opportunities to develop ideas, skills, and industry are lost. Currently, England lacks infrastructure to turn raw fleece into garments at scale. We need to invest in retraining England's workforce." Although this seems such a small area of the economy to develop, it highlights the overall problem that the British government continues to ignore opportunities to grow England's economy.